Jeremy Corbyn has been elected the leader of Labour, and thank fucking God that this is all over and done with. Jesus Christ, this has been the longest summer in my fucking life. Like, how long has these campaigns felt? I mean, first you had Brexit. How fucking long was that campaign? I'm not talking about when David Cameron first announced the referendum. I'm talking about when they slapped all those lies about the NHS on the bus, and when Boris Johnson was associating himself with all the scum of the earth that he could find. That Brexit campaign, how long was that? That felt like a fucking eternity. Then when that finally fucking came to an end, I was praying, as long with so many other people after that bombshell of a fucking vote result, that maybe, just maybe, people would actually get a calm fucking head on and get with dealing with the business that brought. But no, literally a few days after the referendum, we get the fucking Labour coup, and that whole fucking can of worms. It's just been such a long, ridiculous, unnecessary summer of politics and bullshit and spin, and I'm just glad for now that it's finally over. I mean, really, what do the Labour MPs have now? What basis are they going to base any sort of argument against Corbyn on? I mean, the BBC, I can expect that. The Tories, I can expect that. The Sun, the Telegraph, even the fucking Guardian. That shit's going to continue. There's no stopping that. Unless the BBC gets sued, which I hope they do. Or we all stop paying our licenses, which, we can legally do that. There are loopholes. Just putting that out there. But besides those establishments, the establishments that were doing that since the day he was elected, the first time, other than those people, like, what has anyone in Labour got now to make a point against him? They got nothing. They can't make another leadership challenge because, hey, he's won a second fucking time now. He'll probably win a third if they make a third one. All a third one's going to do is waste time, money and effort that could go into fighting the Tories. The Labour MPs look like a fucking joke. The ones that resigned from the shadow cabinet, the 172 that decided to resign from their jobs and go to the backbenches. You can tell that they had no idea that this day was going to come, because they're already acting like fucking cowards and are begging for their jobs back, for their positions back, and to be brought back from the backbenches because their egos are too fucking big to be placed on the backbenches. And I say too fucking bad for them. They were the ones that decided to resign in the first place. They were the ones that decided to insult the membership. They were the ones that decided to insult democracy, to insult our fucking democratically elected leader, to ban people from voting, to purge people. I mean, the list goes on about the shady shit that these rebel MPs did. And Ian McNichol, and the name. There's a list of names you can find of the people that will probably be deselected over the next few months. Some people are saying, well, we should give him a chance. We should offer that olive branch. We should wipe the slate clean. That's what Jeremy Corbyn said in his acceptance speech. He wants to unite Labour, and in a perfect world, that is what should happen. The Labour MPs should, and this is what the next few days are going to show us, they'll either accept this, actually do their fucking jobs that we elected them to do, and then go on doing their jobs and actually work towards holding the current Tory government to account for all the bullshit decisions that they're making. Or what I think they're more likely going to do is, bite their tongues, accept it, try and get back into the positions that they're in, hope to God that we ignore, forget, and forgive the shit that they've put us all through, and they can get back to having their career and ripping off the public and pretending that democracy doesn't exist. And then when another time comes around, maybe Hillary Benn will give it another shot. Maybe he'll try and get another fucking coup going maybe a year or two down the line. Who fucking knows? But that's the more likely thing that I think's going to happen. They're going to hope to God and try their best to make us forget that they treated us all like sacks of crap. Get their jobs back and worm their way back into a position where they can do another coup. and try and get another leadership challenge going. Maybe with someone that isn't a complete and utter dog turd next time. Who knows? But this whole fucking thing's been a joke. What were they expecting? I mean, the moment the coup happened, I think they realised, fuck, we've immensely fucked up here. Because what they were expecting, or what I think they were expecting anyway, the Labour rebel MPs, the ones that resigned, the 172 that voted no confidence in Jeremy, all of those people, Ian McNicol, Tom Watson, what they were expecting was a case similar to when Tony Blair resigned. Tony Blair, he resigned from his position, let Gordon Brown take over when a bunch of junior members of, I believe it was the Shadow Cabinet, resigned. A bunch of people resigned, Tony Blair left. And what they initially thought is, well, if we do a larger scale of this resignation, then Jeremy Corbyn will have no other choice but to resign. And the big problem there was that they didn't realise the difference between Tony Blair and Jeremy Corbyn. The main difference being that Jeremy Corbyn actually has a set of fucking balls and isn't a slimy little fucking cowardly snake like Tony Blair is. That's number one. Number two is that Jeremy Corbyn actually knew the fucking laws and rules of the Labour Party and decided that he was going to stay. And the moment he decided he was going to stay, everybody shit their pants, because for at least a week there was rumours and speculation of a leadership challenge, but everyone was hoping and waiting that Tom Watson would somehow be able to perform a fucking miracle and talk the man that knew what he was doing, that knew the law and knew the rules of the party, somehow talk him into resigning. Again, a man that actually had fucking balls and integrity, as opposed to Tony Blair. See, you know, that's what happens when Blairites take over the party. They all have the same idea that, oh, this'll work on this guy, and no, it didn't. So after that point, after they realised that that wasn't going to happen, they all shit themselves. Because that was as far as they thought. We'll all resign, he'll resign, we go back into our jobs, we elect some fucking monkey in a three-piece cheap suit and a smile that'll do what we tell him, and business is fucking usual. That didn't happen, and a leadership challenge had to happen, because that was the law. If you want to do something like that, you either mount a leadership challenge or you shut the fuck up and get on with your fucking jobs. And because they made such a big fucking hoo-ha, they couldn't get on with their jobs because they'd resigned from all of their fucking jobs. And to get their fucking jobs back, they either had to fucking ally themselves back with Corbyn, which they weren't willing to do at the time, or get a new leader. And because Angela Eagle, just out of nowhere, being the careerist bitch that she is, wanted to try and throw her hat into the ring, she sort of stepped up, but not a lot of MPs really wanted her. So they dug Owen Smith out of whatever fucking cave they got him out of, threw a cheap three-piece suit on him, got him an ice cream van, and threw him out there in front of the public, probably fully aware that this wasn't gonna fucking get the job done, which is why we had all the fucking bullshit and meandering and gerrymandering and the attempt to rig the elections and the fucking banning of voters, the purging of voters, the fucking High Court ruling, the High Court appeal. So much fucking bullshit that happened during this campaign. It's absolutely ridiculous the way that the membership was treated during this whole fucking ordeal. The fact that these Labour MPs can now think that they can just go back to their jobs as fucking usual without being held accountable. I don't realise if they know this, but this is actually the Labour Party. It's not the Conservative Party. We do actually hold people to account, and we do have a say. We do have a vote, and when the vote does come, which it will, to deselect or reselect or whatever it is it's going to be, it probably will happen because you've pissed a lot of people off. You've pissed a hell of a lot of people off. And while I respect Jeremy Corbyn, and I voted for Jeremy Corbyn, you know, he's a much more honourable and respectful man than I am. He said, let's wipe the slate clean. He wants to offer an olive branch. He wants to get Labour going against the Tories. And I understand that way of thinking. I understand that logic. It is the best way of thinking you can go about handling that situation. Is let's fucking move on. Let's forget, well, no, let's not forget, but let's forgive the transgressions that happened. Let's work together and ditch the witch. Totally understand that. Totally get that. Best way to see things. But we're dealing with Blairites here. We're dealing with people that were under the reign of Tony Blair and Gordon Brown, two of the most conniving sacks of shit in the world. So I don't see how these MPs who have gotten used and gotten very comfortable to ripping off the public, to lying to our faces, to subverting the democratic process, how it is that these people are going to work together with us. I don't see how that's happening. I mean, they've already pushed for shadow cabinet elections to be brought back. Obviously, Jeremy's going to fight for us to get a vote in that, but if he didn't fight for that, you can sure as hell bet your ass that we wouldn't have a say in those shadow cabinet elections. Thank God for Jeremy Corbyn stepping in. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus and all that. But these people aren't going to change. These people are going to put on a front, maybe, and make us think that they've changed. And some of them may genuinely change. Some of them may actually go with the tide and realise that the political structure in Britain here is actually changing and people want something different. I don't fucking know, but I think the majority of them are actually just gonna fucking pretend, try and keep their jobs, and try and keep their money. Which is all they ever try and do. That's what this whole thing's been about. Is to get people that'll just let them do whatever the fuck they want and let them take however the fuck much they want and just do as they say and do as they want. Now that they don't have that, a lot of them, I imagine, are just going to pretend like they're suddenly on our side. But these are the people that purged us. These are the people that banned us from voting. These are the people that compared us to Nazi stormtroopers. These are the people that called us anti-Semitic, thugs, brutes, fucking... What we got compared to Trump supporters, I believe, by one guy. Well, I mean, there's a fucking Guardian columnist that asked for a crowd-funded assassination of Jeremy Corbyn. Any other fucking politician, that man would have been in jail by now. That man would at least be getting investigated by now. But no, because it's Jeremy Corbyn, we throw that to the side. We let a fucking Twitter apology be just, oh yeah, that's enough. He was totally speaking out of context. No, the man that asked for someone to be killed, yeah, that's okay. That's fine. The amount of shit and just god-awful behaviour. But no. Let's extend that olive branch. Let's wipe that slate clean. Okay, yeah, in a perfect world, that's what would happen. This is not a perfect world. I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to push for deselection. I'm going to push for these MPs that do not represent me and did not represent our leader and did not represent our party and fucked with the democratical system, that tried to get their own way, to try and subvert democracy. I'm going to push for deselection. I'm going to push to actually get members in that support Jeremy Corbyn, because see, what these MPs probably are now realising is there are a shit ton of members now, and out of that shit ton of members, there are also a shit ton of them that will gladly and willingly take your job and do it as is expected of them to do, and support their democratically elected leader. So if they don't do that, we'll gladly vote someone in that does. And if they don't realise that by now, which some of them have, and a lot of them, again, are trying to subvert the democratic process in order to keep their fucking jobs and keep their fucking money, if they don't realise that, they soon will. Jeremy Corbyn does not advocate for us to take this course of action. He probably doesn't want us to take this course of action, the deselection of MPs. But we got fucked with here. And I only think it's fair that we show them what happens. We need to set a fucking precedent here. You want to fuck with the democratic system will gladly show you what happens when you try and fuck with it. Okay? That's what needs to happen next. And then And while this is happening, we can focus on getting people in that will actually do the job that we vote them in to do. People that will actually support us and support our fucking leader. People that actually will unite against the Tories and not fucking step back and forth between and over the lines whenever the fuck it suits them and whenever the money's right. People that won't switch on a fucking dime. People that won't use Jeremy Corbyn to, say, I don't know, become the mayor of London and then stab him in the back when the Labour leadership is almost said and done. Those kind of people. Those are the kind of people that we don't want representing us. And if everything is hunky-dory, all of a sudden, then those should be the kind of people that are representing us now, but they're not. They're still the MPs that voted no confidence, that resigned from the shadow cabinet, that did all this shady bullshit that is in no way, shape or form representing the people that voted for them. And that needs to change. And Jeremy Corbyn, being a man of democracy, a man that upholds and respects democracy, although he may not like what we're about to do, he's not going to stop us from doing it. So why the hell don't we do it? And why the hell don't we get some people in there that actually know what the fuck they're doing? How about that? How about that as a fucking great idea? Because we started with the leader. We got the right leader in now. The days of careerists leading this party have hopefully come to an end. This is the start of it now. We need to get MPs in that will actually listen to us and to our concerns and fight for us and do the job that they've been elected to do. We need people that will make good potential future leaders. Leaders that will carry on the vision of Jeremy Corbyn, evolve it, adapt it, improve it, take things to the next level from there. And we need to make this a party that the party that it was when it was initially created. A socialist party that is ran, created, and powered by the people, for the people, because the Conservatives sure as shit ain't going to be doing that. Conservatives want us to have grammar schools again. The Conservatives want to get rid of human rights. The Conservatives want to make pregnant women work until they fucking pop. The Conservatives want to fucking take us all back the way to Victorian area fucking Britain. If they really could, they would. The Conservatives want to kill the NHS. The Conservatives just want to make as much money as they possibly can, all the while trampling on as many people as they can while they do it, and rubbing our faces in it while they do it. They're cocky, arrogant bastards. And me personally, I can't wait until we get them out, however long that might be. Will Jeremy Corbyn be the one to get them out? I don't fucking know. I certainly hope so. But we showed all those people that said that Jeremy was unelectable that they were a load of full of fucking bullshit. How is a man that's unelectable voted in as leader twice? I'll never know, but people are still saying he's unelectable, which, how you can say that after today, I don't know. You're drinking or smoking something, and I would definitely like to have some of that, because you've got to be pretty fucking high to be repeating that line of dialogue after today. There are people that are saying, oh, well, it was always bound to happen. No, it wasn't. Not when there's purging of voters going on. Not when there's banning of voters going on. Not when there's a bunch of shady fucking shit going on, which was, at that time, going on. It wasn't a given that Jeremy was going to win. It's a fucking happy day that he did, and if I could pop open a bottle of champagne right now, guess what? I would. But from this point on, what I'm looking forward to is the scramble that the Blairite MPs, the Rebel MPs, are going to make to try and make us feel like they suddenly represent us and that they suddenly support Jeremy Corbyn. Because not a single one of them were expecting a day like this to come, and every single one of them were shitting themselves over a day like this coming. And now that it's come, I cannot wait for the deselection to begin. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be the greatest democratical democratic, how would you say, democratic process that will ever fucking see in our generation, I think. The change in the political structure of this party that was tainted and corrupted by Tony Blair and Gordon Brown and the Miliband's has finally turned back around to the party that it was when it was first created. And all of those people that are saying, oh, Labour's dead now, and Labour's never going to win another election as long as he's in charge. There's 500,000 fucking members. We're now the biggest party in Europe. Please, explain to me how this party is dead. It's better than ever. It's bigger than ever. It's more social than ever. And it's only going to keep going this way as long as he's in charge and as long as we have a fucking say. So, to the Conservatives, to Theresa May, I look forward to seeing you guys booted on your ass. It's going to be a great day in British history. I'm going to love it. I'm going to pop open a bottle of champagne. In fact, no, I'm going to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels, put it on ice, and the day they lose the general election, I'm just going to empty the whole bottle myself, and it's going to be a great time. That's going to be a happy day. And to the Rebel MPs, I'm going to save a little bit of a lesser celebration. It's not going to be a bottle of Jack Daniels, might be a bottle of Bell's whiskey. Maybe I'll just get who knows? Maybe I'll just get a Domino's pizza when it happens, when the deselection occurs, when the mass deselection occurs, because you're not really worth my time or effort anymore. We showed you that democracy still is alive and well. And we'll gladly show you that it's alive and well again when we vote you out. So have a good day, Tories, Rebel MPs, Blairites, Sadiq Khan. Enjoy your one term as mayor. It was good while it lasted. This is what happens when you fuck with democracy. Have a nice day.